Hey folks, it's Patriot Nurse. Now that President Trump has won the election, what do we do now? What can we expect from the left? And also, how do we deal with these well-meaning but very deluded people on the right who are saying that we need to now come together and unite the country and get along with people and essentially be polite? How do we deal with this, and how do we move forward? Let's get started. So one of the things actually that I've seen quite a lot of this morning is this would-be sage advice, which is really just complete and utter total moral cowardice from people saying that we need to reach out and extend our hand in friendship to the Democrats around us and to the left and to the libtards because we just want to be the better person. You know what? Screw that. Screw that. Let's get clear on something. If you're reaching out to extend your hand in friendship with people who want to slaughter infants, babies before they're born, and have no moral compunctions or reservations about that, you're the problem, because you're calling evil good, or you're calling evil neutral. And if you're calling evil neutral, which by the way, it is evil to murder children who are about to be born, it is evil to vote for that. If you're calling that neutral, you're part of the problem. You are part of what got us here in the first place. So let's be clear about that. Moral cowardness is not somehow taking the moral high ground and being better than that. Absolutely not. We need clarity. And what does clarity look like? Clarity looks like not giving an inch to these people. It looks like not perpetuating this idea here that we're going to be the better people by being weak in a victory. You want to know what creates a strong evil? Like the type of evil that wants to slaughter infants and children before they're born, and the type of evil that wants to put tampons in boys' bathrooms, the type of evil that wants to disarm women by denying them their Second Amendment rights and then importing wholesale rapists, thugs, violent criminals from the southern border. That's evil. That's evil. Let's get clear about this. And trying to bring together the two sides at this point, I got no interest in that. They lost for a reason. They lost because their narrative of normal is so degenerate that the vast majority of people, who by the way don't in general have common sense, that the vast majority of people actually saw for a minute just how screwed up that they had put this nation. So to be clear about this, we don't need to let up. We don't need to be nice. These people need to be utterly shamed into silence so that they are so afraid of showing their face to spout any more of their socialist ideology or any more of their transgender activism or any more of this child mutilation and child sacrifice. That ideology needs to be crushed and ultimately destroyed. And we don't do that by playing nice. We don't do that by uniting the divide. No, you hold where you're supposed to. You don't give on this. If you're calling people like this my fellow Americans, then you're the problem. Because your fellow Americans, on that line of logic, want to murder children. You down for murdering children? Do you think that's a reasonable position to hold? If you do, then you're evil. If you think that it's acceptable to force parents to gender transition their children, to mutilate their children via the medical complex, at the risk of having the state taking their kids away, if you're down for that, you're evil. If you're down for normalizing that, you're evil. If you're down for parlaying with that, you are part of legitimizing evil. And what creates a strong evil? A weak good. The time for weakness is over. The time for strength and moral certainty is here. So it's pretty obvious at this point that there is indeed a mandate, and it's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. I think really people got to the point where they were just so miserable with the crap that they voted in and created that they finally decided, okay, is enough and enough. And the people who knew in the first place that it was bad got off their rear ends and did something about it. Here's the thing. Whenever you have, for instance, the party in power of both in the presidency and in the Senate and in the House, there tends to be complacency and stuff doesn't get done. And so it is our job here on the local level, on the state level, to hold our representatives' feet to the fire, as it was. To hold your representatives in Congress and D.C., hold their feet to the fire on things. So that means that you call them, that you say, hey, listen, I want the border fixed. I want these people deported. And it also means that you take positions with more confidence. This is not a time to sit back and be like, okay, that's great, man. We won. Fantastic. Now we can, chill and just skate for a while. Push. You can be very sure that the left right now is planning their resistance. And that's what they do. They're going to agitate, and they're not going to play nice with you. That's the thing. You're deluded if you think they're going to play nice with you. So let's not indulge in this fantasy land that we just need to be the better person. We need to be the bigger people. We need to let them have their time to speak. Forget that. No. Like what you're spouting right now is lunacy and degeneracy. And we don't tolerate that. So yeah, I think we can take a moment here and feel excited about things. But at the same time, you got to realize that if you give these people 1 inch, they're going to take a mile. And that's exactly what they've done. I've heard it said recently, as in last night, that the progressive era is over. The progressive era is only over when they shut up. And they're not going to, unless they leave this country because they elect to, or because they are so utterly humiliated that they can't even show their face and they can't even hold their little signs to advocate for transitioning children or slaughtering and butchering innocent babies before they're born. So yeah, I'm not down for conciliation, not down for weakness. You're not a better person. You're not being the bigger person by allowing them to continue to spread their nonsense around. No, the overwhelming majority of people at this point realized that they had their time. They screwed this place up. They turned evil into good and good into evil, and enough is enough. And we don't play nice with them anymore. So nope, not going to be doing this whole better person thing. Not going to be coasting back and working together, extending hands across the aisle. Forget it. Steamroll over their ideology and freaking crush it. Be done with it. So that's what I got. Hope the video was helpful for y'all. If you enjoyed it, please share it with one person who would be encouraged by it, and even people who would be upset by it. I'm cool with that. For now, it's Patriot and our sign off, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.